like a bad fish. I appreciate that. What is known about the robustus octopi you are seeing? There's not much online yet because we don't know a whole lot. We are currently working on that, so we have collected a lot of different samples over our dives here, and there will be a lot more research done to be able to clarify some information on these guys.
Yes. Well, I'm going to come up a little faster there.
We
do we have information about relative ages of different seamounts, either in our minds or a source for that somewhere online?
There is online. Dave Clegg and others at Mbari have looked at the various seamounts off our coast. The Davidson seamount is was on a spreading center that no longer is spreading, and several of the other seamounts off our coast were also along that spreading center. So if you Googled Clegg and Mbari, you might find some of those papers.
C-L-A-G-U-E.
Correct.
Get a sense of the how steep it is when we look at it sideways like that.
Yeah. Wow.
Ooh. I just feel like I'm in a Dr. Seuss wonderland, which is a compliment. Just.
And basically, it maintains this slope clear to the summit, doesn't it? I mean, it looks like the contour lines are pretty evenly spaced. Look how the fingers of lava have broken off places.
What speed is she doing now?
About 0.4, 0.5, 0.2 to 0.5.
Averages?
We have lots of compliments coming in. This is the best shift. I wish you guys were on duty for the whale fall. You are good communicators and great teachers.
Perfect.
How many of you have a STEM crush on Amanda like I do? I put happy birthday to Amanda on @EVNautilus. Her enthusiasm and knowledge are perfection, and not sure she'll see it, so I wanted to say happy birthday.
Oh, thanks everyone. This is the coolest birthday I've ever had.
Thank you for your dedication, knowledge, and taking us along. What an opportunity for all of us. So we are getting some fantastic feedback from all of our viewers. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate you joining us.
It's a pretty merry unbirthday for everyone else too, right?
Oh yeah.
Maybe just a bit.
It's been a great day.
Feels like we're moving kind of fast.
So we're looking at
every second step.
Yeah.
So Amanda, if you ever get tired of academia, I think you have a career in reality deep ocean TV.
Real-time narration. I don't think I'm quite a David Attenborough there.
There was a...
I'll take you up definitely.
Maybe in your older years when you retire, you'll be a new David Attenborough.
That's right.
I saw a job posting for reality TV at sea.
Is that right?
That's a thing?
Yeah.
Really?
That's a thing.
Somebody's trying to make it a thing.
Oh, what's that?
Wow.
Can you zoom on that?
Can you share that? Because that sounds fun.
Right there, in the lasers right now?
I don't know. This
in
is
the center?
Yeah.
Some Yester cruise sometime.
Fair enough.
That is an old sponge.
I don't know if I'm dramatic enough for
Coming
TV, but
I think she
I would
wants to zoom in.
certainly be
She does,
silly.
but she wants the rock to the right.
The crummy looking thing.
The thing in the center of
Yeah.
Yeah, Roger.
At
Yeah.
Sponge?
Yeah,
not
the
sure.
dead sponge. I think it is, Amanda.
I think it is a dead sponge as well. Okay, pushing in.
Dead sponge in the middle of the road.
It's been dead
It
for a while.
is.
It's really grown over.
And
What
what's,
was
is that
it?
another
Hold on.
sponge on the edge?
Is it Pharea?
Well, we haven't seen any live for Rhea.
But they do exist out here on the seamount. Maybe we'll see some up top.
Maybe. It is, yeah.
Oh.
It's more Pharea
Look
shaped.
at the habitat it's created.
Oh, yeah.
You got sponges inside a dead sponge.
Yeah.
Live
All
sponge.
right, thanks for Zoom.
Thank
Yep,
you.
yep.
Something,
Oh,
what
there's
was that
a
called?
Coming wide.
billowing. Pharea, F-A-R-R-E-A. It's a genus of sponge that looks kind of like a pile of lacy tube-shaped potato chips. And
That is
They-
a great description. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
And they're
Just add
crunchy like
salt.
it too.
And they're crunchy like potato chips, about the same weight. But they have a fused skeleton, and so when they die, the skeleton stays behind for other things to settle and grow on. But there's plenty of hard surface here. So
Yeah.
to see so many small sponges there, well, I guess we see lots of small sponges here all over. It's just spongy.
What, are you thinking you would expect to see more bigger sponges?
A little,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
With hard habitat like this, it can withstand the growth of the
Exactly,
sponge. So we should see
exactly.
some more. Looks like there's good flow. There's a lot of sediment.
There is. Maybe when we get up near the top, still you find the most sponges at sort of the tops and edges of peaks and cliffs. There's a nice looking sponge. Amidst many other smaller sponges, which are also perfectly good.
You didn't want to play favoritism just then.
No. They're all working hard, filter feeding, doing their thing.
Oh, people are requesting a reality deep sea show.
I'm trying to think of the kinds of drama that would happen.
I-
Probably like that octopus interaction we saw.
Yeah.
Whether it was a
octopus shrimp.
mating attempt or something else.
This is my
Oh, yeah.
shift.
That would be a good size sponge.
Didn't we do an episode of Big Brother Nautilus back in June or July? Certainly any science geek would get excited about any online show with Amanda Kahn.
Mm-hmm.
That's from Patrick. She's on fire.
I'm smiling so big. Thanks, everyone. You're cool.
It is this particular dive is our, now I'm going to say the wrong word, the dive before we finish our season.
Yeah.
Yes. Amanda, what is the largest sponge in the world?
Well, I haven't seen them all yet.
Oh,
But the one, I know that one of them tends to grow really, really long. So I don't know by mass who's the biggest, but Atlanticella is a good competitor for the largest surface area. And I think it was Nautilus expedition where they saw an Atlanticella that was about the same footprint as a minivan.
wow.
So just
And we do
spread
see
the
them
wings.
out near Davidson. They're really pretty. They billow, right?
Yeah.
They-
Slightly
they like
bigger
they
than her.
cover.
Look
Flowy
at
sheets.
this formation. Vertical wall.
This picture's from Davidson, this picture.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's a very nice looking sponge.
How is the speed for you guys? Too fast? Too slow?
You could go a little faster,
I can.
but at your safety speed, whatever you prefer to travel at.
We definitely want a summit.
Suggestions for making our reality deep sea show dramatic. That's my whale fall. No, I saw it on the sonar first. Somebody says we already are a reality TV show.
I think we all get along way too well for a reality TV
I
show.
think we do too, but I like those shows. Like, I don't need conflict and grumpy, angry people. Like,
Oh,
I like.
Danny, stop talking so much.
No, I'm
Amanda,
gonna
did you
tell
have
you.
to have your birthday on a show night?
Oh no, now we've done it.
The Argus view is really nice right now. You can get a perception
Yes.
of what
That's right.
perspective of what we're looking at.
But so is the Herc view.
Yeah.
Those look like
It's
Lava
like,
flows.
like yeah, they
Yeah.
look exactly like
Fingers.
lava flows. I would expect.
Yes.
Fingers is a good word. Thanks, Danny.
Ooh, look at these sponges.
Which is sponges?
Oh,
Yeah, look at those
That's
sponges.
Pharea.
Oh.
So there we go.
Where's Pharea?
These.
Right
Oh,
there on
there's
the edge.
Pharea. Aw, hey Pharea, my old friend. So, with my PhD advisor, we studied Pharea and 2 other species that form reefs, massive reefs up in northern British Columbia. These guys get huge.
Wow.
So I
They are-
expect we'll see more of these up the top here.
We just got a paper accepted for publication studying the types of animals that settle on Pharea skeletons. So Keenan Willis was the first author on that. He was a student at the University of Alberta, and he looked through the skeletons of Pharea and counted every individual animal that was on them. And he got something around 500 individuals off of a single Pharea. All kinds of things. A lot of sponges.
So all you fans of Amanda out there, if you want to study under this woman, sign up for the master's program at Moss Landing Marine Laboratories of the California State University System.
It's true. I'm a brand new professor there, assistant professor, so I am looking for master's students for the coming year.
You guys could work with Amanda.
We could
Imagine
nerd out
that.
about sponges
Oh my goodness.
and other things.
I
but
think
also
I might
sponges.
change my career. Can I get a second master's with you?
Yeah, look how those
This is cool.
fingers have broken off. Wow.
Are these organisms heterotrophs? Any chemoautotrophs in a habitat like this? If possible, in quotes, ask Amanda to sing a song about chemoautotrophy. Amanda, do you know a song about chemoautotrophy?
This has got to be
Who
an
is prompting
inside
you?
joke.
I
Yes,
don't know,
right.
but I know that I must know that person. Now I'm curious who it was.
This is complete setup.
Well, so these are heterotrophs. So I haven't seen any chemosynthetic organisms here. Those would be things that you would see near hydrothermal vents or cold seeps or whale falls. So we did see some cool chemoautotrophs with the bone-eating worms at the whale fall that we were at. But here, so far, it looks like everyone is heterotrophs. It's possible, though. We'll see.
Osidax is chemoautotroph?
Yeah, it's considered chemoautotrophy because the nutrition it gets is derived from the chemicals from the whale bone lipids. And yeah, the song, you can look it up on YouTube if you look up past puppet shows from Moss Landing Marine Labs from when we were students, and we rewrote the words to Beyonce's song All the Single Ladies to be called Chemoautotrophy.
Oh, I love that.
This sounds fantastic.
The chorus main line is, we eat sulfate with the help of bacteria. Symbiosis makes our lives cheerier. We eat sulfide with the help of bacteria. What? Uh-oh. And it was very good.
If you do say
Well,
so.
that wasn't too bad
Love it.
itself.
I love it. My friend in college made a rap about algae, and it was fantastic. So I love all science-themed songs.
You should look. You should look up the MLML puppet shows. They
I
do
did.
it
Not to
every
call
year.
Amanda out or anything, but she did do karaoke on Saturday night.
Oh, yeah. She did it twice, in fact. I wasn't
More than
there,
that.
of course, but I heard about it.
It's
Oh.
true.
Could you describe what a heterotroph is?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, absolutely. Heterotrophs are animals that can't make their own food, so they have to derive food from eating other organisms. And the sort of opposite to that is an autotroph, which produces its own food. So that would be something like a plant where it produces sugars using photosynthesis. And then a heterotroph could be like me eating a carrot. So the carrot is a phototroph, but I am a heterotroph because I can't photosynthesize or make my own energy. Hello, octopus.
Hanging out in a crevice. Wow.
Oh,
Whoa.
more Pharea.
Look at
Pharea
that.
is such a star.
Wow. Now, are these two different sponges, or are those
I'm-
all the same?
I am seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 species at least.
6. I see
Okay.
several, but that's amazing.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Uh-huh.
That must be a good spot.
Can you zoom closer on the one that's to the left of the Pharea? The sort of fluffy
Yep.
one?
Looks like
Go ahead.
tripe.
Yeah, it does.
That's a great description. It looks soft. It
does
reminds
look
me of the marshmallow sponge that we've looked at Sur Ridge. Thank you for the zoom.
Okay.
It looks like a good, healthy sponge.
Coming wide.
Roger.
So Amanda, maybe this is a good place to explain why there are all glass sponges down here.
I only know that glass sponges are more dominant. Well, glass sponges are pretty much only found in the deep sea except a couple places in the world. But why aren't there as many demo sponges? We don't know. We have some ideas.
And demo sponges have calcareous spicules.
They also have glass spicules. So there are 4 classes of sponges. The glass sponges, like these 2 different species, are class Hexactinellida, and they make their
Roger.
skeletons out
Go
of
wide.
glass. And then there's class Demospongiae, which makes up about 95% of the species of sponges that exist. So they're by far the most diverse dominant group. And you would see those if you were to go tide pooling or scuba diving. And those, they make their skeletons out of glass spicules, but also using a protein called spongin. So they have spongin in addition to the spicules. And then there are homoscleromorphs, class Homoscleromorpha, which there are only a few species, and they kind of look like slime growing on the rocks, and they're really wonky sponges. They have some really strange anatomical features that other sponges don't. And some of them don't have spicules, or if they do, they're really tiny, simple spicules. And finally, there's class Calcarea, and those have spicules made out of calcium carbonate. And those are the ones that you wouldn't expect to find this deep, because things with calcium, well, calcium carbonate dissolves more readily as you get deeper in the water.
And for the types of natural sponges you can buy in the supermarket, which kind are those?
Those are demo sponges. So if
Okay.
you find like, well, okay, there a lot of the kitchen sponges are cellulose now.
Right.
But yeah, the natural sea sponges that you can buy for painting or like for crafts, those would be one of about 5 species of demo sponges that lack spicules, and so their whole skeleton is made of spongin.
They're very
So
squishy.
They're squishy. They're spongy.
And these down here hold more of a structure. They're not squishy like that.
No, these would be crunchy.
Does anything eat the glass sponges?
They
Sorry.
do, yeah.
So
So
what eats them?
despite having skeletons full
Trying
of
to work
glass,
out if I'm too far ahead of you or too far to the north.
Is
they
it diatoms?
You're too far to the
diatoms
north.
do not eat sponges,
Ah.
but good guess.
That's all I
Sea
got.
stars eat them, so sea stars can climb up and spit their stomach out onto the sponge and get some nutrition that way. And glass sponge spicules have been found in the gut of a sea slug, Peltodorus lentiginosa. That was found by Dr. Jackson Chu.
Can the
and
spicules be
Celebes.
digested, or they excreted as hard parts?
They are put out the other end.
They
There's
are.
a dead Pharea down there.
Yeah.
The whole bush is gone. And then there are probably other things that eat them too, but we haven't had studies done that really focused
There's
on
an
them.
octopus right center.
Down in a
Crevice.
nook. Yep.
I would not recommend eating a sponge. I don't think our bodies could handle it.
No, I don't.
There's
I
a,
don't want to do
a
that.
dead sponge too.
You're right. Between the lasers, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, we can move on. If we see a cluster of octopuses, we might want to take a close-up look, because if we do see more venting, we'll be interested. But this
yeah.
lone octopus may not indicate
Moving on.
that. Thank you.
I haven't seen anything that would suggest any venting around here.
Right.
Okay.
I've been trying
Like
to look.
the darker colored rocks
Right.
that have been washed clean with flow, or octopus egg glue.
Jason, that is a great idea. I will start working on a rap about peduncles because peduncle is a great word.
You should do a rap that's all about crinoids. They have so many funny words, like the
Ooh.
pinnules and the rachis and the peduncle. Wait, they don't have peduncles. Well, you should just invertebrate anatomy in general.
Maybe we should get Lin-Manuel Miranda interested in rapping for the deep sea. We could have them on Broadway.
Now I'm trying to think of an invertebrate that rhymes with Hamilton.
Oh my goodness, a Broadway show about the deep sea.
Starring Amanda Kahn.
Yes.
Oh, I can't rap, woman.
You can sing and dance. I've seen it. I've seen your Broadway stance.
See my stance.
Yeah, the other night we said, now that is a Broadway stance.
Looks like it flattened out just a little bit there.
Yep.
What kind of fish is
I
that?
think it's a big snailfish.
Oh.
The map is correct.
Imagine that.
Well, that's interesting. That was really,
Minecraft was built
Yeah.
properly.
the map reflects really
They were
accurately.
going down,
Yeah.
and we're going back
Or
up.
kind of.
All of a sudden I can actually read it now that you have explained it. It makes perfect sense.
The colors are slope.
Yep.
Yeah, I get this mental block. Before it was just colors and lines. I was confused. Now that I know what the colors mean, I can see the lines.
You just thought it was a psychedelic circle to go toward.
Yeah, it was just making me dizzy before.
Since we've had the radar on for a little while, could we have a review of what we're looking at here?
Sonar.
Sonar, I'm sorry, sonar.
Only if you make the sonar sound.
Boop, boop, boop.
It's an echo. It has an echo with it.
You mean
It's
the
an echo
beeps
factor.
and the boops and the brrrrs.
Do any of us know what it actually sounds like?
The beeps and the sweeps.
And the creeps.
The banding in the yellow sponge.
It
That's
lays
not always
down
lost.
it lays down the beat for the rap song.
So the one on the right is the red rings are 5-meter divisions. And the red and yellow reflections are a higher return than the blue or the green. And that's Hercules 360 sonar. And the one on the left is Argus, and that's set to 20-meter divisions. And its gain is a little bit lower, so because it's a longer range, we have to kind of turn the sound down a little bit. And so it's just getting that kind of light blue reflection. So we can see 100 meters out with Argus, and right now we're looking 25 meters out with Herc. Typically we have Herc on 50-meter range, but when we're on the cliff like this, it's no use looking out 50 meters because obviously we can't see that far, so we turn it down a little, and it helps me to kind of keep that red there in the, not in the inner circle, so I know I'm approximately 5 meters away from the cliff, at least with respect to where the sonar is, which is about a meter back on from the front of the crash bar on Herc. So I know I have about 4 meters before I'm touching the rock, at least with the bumper bar. And with Argus, we try and keep it out of the 20-meter range, so it's at least 20 meters away from the cliff at all times. So those are two kind of parameters there. When we were on the last shift, we could see those crevices and cracks coming up in the wall, so we knew that we could, and then we could see the 90-degree ones coming up, so we knew we were basically flying into a box canyon long before we could see it.
Big sponge.
Which we don't have that kind of resolution on the
Little
Bathy.
fish.
Pinulasma? Conalasma,
Conalasma?
I think. And there's a dirty sponge. Ooh, more.
Oh, yeah.
That's your dirty
That's
Pair of
sponge?
them.
actually, they look like faux dirty. We have dirty and faux dirty depending on how much of a spicule jungle they have. So these you can still see some of the white.
Okay.
We call them faux dirty.
Partial zoom.
Yes, please.
Are they twins?
Or are they the same?
They look.
Brother
wow.
and sister?
Wow, look at that.
Those don't look familiar.
Those, they look like Cousin It.
They
It
do.
does look
I
like
was thinking
Cousin
the same
It.
thing.
I haven't seen a sponge like that before.
A new discovery.
Yeah.
Thanks for the zoom. That looks great.
Thank you.
So, did you
Moving
get
on.
a frame grab?
Coming.
Oh wait, let me write
Yeah, I
that
got
down.
quite a few of them.
Okay, great.
Looks
Okay,
hairy.
Coming wide.
Yeah, it
Very.
does.
That's what I would think of as a glass sponge.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure if the hairs were the next thing that grew on it or it.
Oftentimes it's it, but then the
Rich, now
glass gets
another step.
coated,
Okay.
and so it turns brown like that.
That fish is the ghostly grenadier. You see those down here along with the abyssal grenadier.
Oh, sure.
Oh, everyone wants us to sample the sponge.
I was tempted to do it too, but we've got to get to the top.
Yep, we don't have a whole lot of time left in our dive, you guys. A big weather system is moving in, and we have to make sure that we get our ROVs up on the deck of our vessel, tight and secure, before we deal with any sort of rougher weather. So we are kind of keeping on the move here. We did see a whale fall earlier today. We have put up a few, I think, sort of highlights and announcements, but more information will be up shortly. We're going to try to get that up because we know you guys want to see it. So our team is working on it, but we got to let them sleep a little bit and then we'll put them to work.
I think there's one up on Instagram.
Yeah, we have at least one video. Is it like a long video?
I don't know. I didn't.
I watched a
look at the
short
video.
one on Twitter and Instagram, and I assume it's on our Facebook. After that, our internet slowed down because we were all so excited. We were all on the internet at once.
Clogged up the works.
We totally did.
Probably why I couldn't watch the video.
Oh, my dad made a terrible joke about bandwidth. What was it?
Ooh, dad joke.
Dad joke. It was a dad joke. You need to get a fatter orchestra if you want better bandwidth.
I'm out. I'm out.
Bye, Wayne. Look, that was a legit, it came from my father. That was a legit dad joke.
Okay.
Totally legit.
Way to go, Dad.
Yeah, the punchline was apparent.
Hey, he's getting
Hey,
into
Wayne.
You're getting into it.
So we're looking at the giant cusk eel and an octopus, which is likely moose octopus.
And likely a male.
So is it my imagination or coincidence we often see both of them in the same shot?
Oh, do we? I haven't noticed.
Yeah, we have.
No, they're BFFs.
They're BFFs.
I don't know. That's a thing in the ocean. No, there is, because there's that shrimp and the goby, and they are totally BFFs.
Maybe this is a good neighborhood for all.
That's right.
Very inclusive.
If you're watching online, if you go to the quad view, you will see tonight's sunset, which is
Oh.
Yeah, oh my
spectacular.
goodness.
Oh, that's pretty.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
It is.
Holy cow.
Mm.
Oh, look, more octopuses. 2 of them.
Do the jokes get worse when the crew is sleep deprived or better? That is up
Yeah,
for
much
you
better.
guys
Much
to
better.
decide. I think they definitely get better. I think we get goofier.
We're also full of chocolate birthday cake.
We are
Yeah.
so full of sugar. I see from your responses that there is a video up on YouTube of our whale fall, so go check it out. How long does it take for scientists to
Good
crash
shot.
after
Another
birthday cake? You will find out.
Yeah, Amanda just
I don't
ran
think
out of the control
so.
vent.
I don't think they'll find out because we have shift change coming up.
And there's
So.
plenty of cake to
The other
last
shift,
all night.
the other shift is loading up on chocolate cake
That's
probably
true.
as we
Well,
speak.
Hopefully I still can get a piece.
How far are we up, Miles? Halfway?
More than halfway.
More than halfway.
More than halfway. The ship has 240 meters to go.
240 to go. Copy.
Hercules 400.
Bobby
What?
has declared this the craziest
You're
dive
waving.
ever because Wayne just made a pun.
Flying it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you
This
can't
is a
beat 'em,
callback pun, but still.
if you can't beat 'em, join 'em.
There you
Must be
go.
a fallback or a layback dad joke. So has to do with ROV pilots.
Look at this guy. So we don't really quite understand this posture. They are able to kind of sense and smell with their suckers on their arms. And so they may be doing that while they have their arms out in these strange Vogue-like positions. But we're not really sure what they're doing. Is photography any of the team's pastimes? I feel like I'm looking at the video engineer here.
Yeah, I know Erin, who was intern a couple years ago and has since returned and is part of the team now. She has quite a bit of SLR equipment with her.
Yeah,
and,
in fact,
definitely Ed McNichol, who's our department lead. He has a lot of SLR equipment on board, and obviously the video department's going to have a lot of people that are interested in the technology in both video and stills.
Awesome. I keep trying.
Both as a profession and a hobby, you know, because that's kind of what you get on this boat. You know, you find what interests you, and you get good at it, and then you end up being able to make money out of your what some people consider. It's not really a hobby because we're in a professional role, but yeah.
I think that's the way to win at life, when you are doing what you love and you get paid to do it. That's
Find
the best.
a career doing something you love, and you never work a day in your life.
Absolutely.
So true. You guys, we are at work right now. This is work, and this is wonderful.
Can we do a power cycle
Or you
on the
ruin a
TDO,
perfectly good
please?
hobby.
You're not on, Jen. Move your mouthpiece.
Can we do a power cycle on the TDO, please?
Roger.
Someone suggested that maybe the octopus
Power's
only
been cycled.
adopt this posture when the ROV goes by.
I noticed that the last one seemed to expand his perceived diameter as we got closer, as
Yeah.
if to make himself look a little more
Wait,
There you go.
difficult to eat.
So yeah, so maybe they are
See,
trying
see,
to
this one's doing the same thing. You know,
look a little scarier or a
Well,
little bigger for us.
bigger. Yeah, it's size.
But it's hard for us to know that because we don't know what they do when they don't see us.
Look at you all puffed up.
Exactly. You want a piece of me?
Yeah.
I like it when the crabs do it. Come on, ROV, I'll take you on.
You got 2 claws, I got 2 claws.
Perhaps they're paying homage to Herc, the Octo God.
Thanks, Scott.
It's a sign of worship. Yes.
Where did that come from? That was
A
amazing.
voice from thin air.
Is that branch significant?
We can zoom in. Let's see what we can find.
That looks like bamboo coral, Lepidopsis, that's
All right,
being
let's get a good focus on
inhabited
this.
by an anemone.
And, well, I got way too
Anemone
much
just
light.
wants to get up
way
high
too
and
much
get in that
light.
flow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Up, up, up.
And
Takes up the space in the
there
polyps,
it
though.
is. That's focused. Okay.
Okay, I have to go now.
Okay, coming wide.
Sorry.
No, no, that was perfect.
We're
So-
getting lots of puns in here, you guys, but I would
Oh, no.
really like to get some wraps in here. We need some deep sea wraps.
Octopus is a very difficult word to rhyme with.
Oh, absolutely.
Same with cephalopod. Maybe not so bad.
What about octopod? That has more potential.
Octopod. Yeah, you could do something with octopod.
Acting like a tripod.
Do a kelp wrap.
No.
The kelp wrap.
No.
Kelp wrap.
We had a song about kelp from one of the MLML
Is it
public
time
shows.
for shift change yet?
Nope, nope, not yet. You are stuck with us.
I think we'll see the top on our ship. Or bust.
Top or bust, you got it.
Keep your friends close. Keep your anemones closer.
No, no, no.
The lasers are for measuring things, so they give us a good idea of scale. So they're actually 10 centimeters apart, which is about 4 inches, so that when we're looking down on things, we have an idea of if it's teeny tiny or giant or moderate size, you know. We can also use that to go back and look at images and accurately measure the size of things.
Yeah, we really need that because we don't know how far away we are from something, and so our perspective would change if we were closer to that rock. But the lasers always stay 10 centimeters apart.
Yeah, they're incredibly helpful for giving us an accurate perspective.
Hanging off the rock.
Yep.
So I had a question texted to me from my grandson, Sammy.
Okay.
And he wanted to know why they call it, he had 2 questions. Why do they call it the Predator arm? So that's for the ROV crew. What's the derivation of the Predator arm?
Looks like one of those Ferreras.
You would have to ask the craft
Finger
guys for that. It's
It's the model name.
the
Oh,
model-
it's
the
a model name.
name.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. So that's its real name.
It is a Predator arm, yeah.
Okay, and the next question I think is going to be for Taylor Ann. The question was, why do they number the drawers
Oh,
and the containers?
oh yeah, so that way we actually know where we're putting our samples, like which sample went where, so we can know how to identify it later.
Because you're sitting there taking all kinds of notes
Yeah.
about what was collected and
Yep.
put into which jar.
Yeah, so my job as the data logger is to take notes about everything that we see, including species, geology, anything that's interesting pretty much. And in addition to doing that, I also take notes on every sample that we collect and where that's located on the ROV. And I write in there if we can mix species together, because sometimes we have a lot of different organisms we're collecting and we kind of run out of space. So we try to keep a good log of what we have so we don't mix anything that could, you know, mess up the processing of these samples. And we want to know as much about them in their natural environment as possible.
Right.
So
Or eat the other samples, right?
that too.
Yeah. And then when you get them back,
Just
when
smell
the ROV is back on board,
Yeah, once they're back on board, we go out as a team and collect all of the samples and place them into our refrigerator to keep them at a constant temperature. And then we process each of those samples one by taking photos of them, maybe measuring them, noting any cool associates or other organisms that came along with them on their journey up to the surface, and describe them as best as we can so that other scientists can actually get an understanding of what we saw physically in person, because once they're processed and sent to these labs, they won't look the exact same as when we first took them.
right?
So we want to give them a very accurate description.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a very organized process.
Yes, my manager, Jamie, has done a really good job at training me and Magda. It's been pretty awesome to get to learn that easy, organized flow of getting things done, make sure we do them correctly.
Right. So there's a lot that goes into this besides just flying the ROV. I say just flying the ROV.
Quarters and joysticks.
Right, right. Oh.
Flying is the easy part. Fixing it, not so much.
Not so much, right. Yeah, look at all the stars lined up together there on the cut-off edges of the lava flows.
What's that flat thing? Is that an octopus too?
You can
Sponge?
rhyme hypotenuse with
it's
It's
octopus.
a different shape. I don't think that's a sponge.
Close. Hypotenuse.
Yeah.
Oh, it is sponge.
Octopuses, hypotenuse.
Hypotenuse?
I don't know. We're working on it.
But there is an octopus over there.
There.
hello.
The octopus
Oh,
is such a wuss.
No.
I got one, but I can't rap. So I'm gonna read it to you in some sort of rhythm. Octopus is hard to wrap. We want to start to grab. And we know that they are a bit of flab,
Oh, that's a sea pig.
but don't risk
No,
their
it's
beak.
not.
No, you
They'll
see
start
this
to
one's,
stab.
this one's blowing up
Yeah, you're
as
right.
we got closer.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that is
Is the
interesting.
third arm curled? Is that the one that's curled?
Yeah.
Yep.
It is. Yes.
So we might not know.
Yeah.
Watch your tail, Herc. There's a rock behind you.
Octopus nucleus. That could work. Science rhyme.
It's a slant rhyme.
Wow, look at this terrain.
If we were
Dense it-
hiking on foot, I wonder how long it would take us to
Oh
get to
my.
the
Oh
top.
my
Oh
goodness.
my.
It would take me forever.
I'm with you there. We've been on this ship not walking very long distances between things.
Yeah, we're going to have to learn how to walk again when we get off the boat.
Oh yeah, and I experienced Dock Rock.
Oh, we're totally gonna
Yeah.
get Dock Rock.
Yep.
That's coming.
Dock Rock is what happens when you have. Ooh, there's a bunch of sea stars eating something down there.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah.
Well spotted.
Come on, guys. This is where it's
Oh my
at.
gosh, what happened to that poor black coral?
Its sweeper tentacles were not doing its job.
No.
Quick zoom there, Wayne.
Okay,
Could
quick
be
zoom.
missing.
Quick zoom, quick zoom.
Look
Zoom,
at
zoom.
Perfect,
that.
thanks.
Well, they found
Wow.
something good.
They did.
What are you guys eating?
They must have gotten the tip about the birthday today. They
Yeah.
got some birthday cake.
They kind of look like the frosting.
Skittles. I love
Zoom out,
Skittles.
please.
Thank you.
Coming out.
Roger out.
Mm.
Watch out for that rock.
Nice flying.
Yes, nice flying.
Thank you.
Acknowledge that too.
We have a question from Ria. She is in 3rd grade. She was asking about what kind of whale. We don't know what kind of whale yet. We're still trying to figure that out. And how many years can a sea pig live for?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Whoa.
Do we know?
Mm.
I don't know it.
I don't know.
We'll
Fly
try
by
to
zoom
look that
there
up.
if you want.
All
That'd
right.
be great.
Zooming
That's a
in.
Pharea skeleton. Ooh. all
Well,
those-
I don't believe this.
What?
What
Well,
website
I'm
is it?
Googling it, but I don't believe
Okay,
what I'm
full wide.
reading, so I'm going to keep reading.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, coming wide.
Thank you.
Full
Well,
wide.
Roger.
a cucumber expert says they might leave for 10 years or they might live for 100.
Wow.
Oh, that seems like a very long time.
Sounds like they don't know.
Mhm.
Sounds like they don't know. It's still a mystery how long they live.
All right.
So,
Got quite a few
is
octopuses
anybody
here.
selling stuffed toys shaped like sea pigs?
I've
Yes.
seen
Oh,
them.
that'd be
I don't know who
great.
sells them,
Oh,
but I've
I
seen them.
definitely
I need
think
one of
those
those.
exist.
I think
They
they'd,
have-
they'd be one of those stress toys that you can
Yeah,
Wish.
right. I'm going to chew on this arm now.
Okay, I'm going to come straight
Oh,
up
Leah,
so you can
that
come up a
could
bit.
be a
It's getting
future
steep
PhD
there.
project for you.
Yes, there are multiple different versions of
Is-
stuffed animal sea pigs.
Is
There
that
are.
right?
Everyone
That's
can have.
They're pretty good looking.
awesome. All right.
They're so cute. They kind of look like little pigs. Oh, that's a cuter one. That's a more real sea pig.
I'm sure if
With
you
the proboscis?
With the
Yeah,
feeding,
it's got a
yeah.
little
Right.
proboscis.
Flapjack
It's got its
octopus
little
too.
tube feet.
Wow.
It has an antenna on the top. Yes,
I'm
that
sure-
one's real. The other ones look like people are confused about pigs.
The anti-roll.
But that one's a legit
2
sea
foot.
pig.
There's a funny YouTube video called True Facts about the sea pig.
Yes.
I
Come up a
highly
little bit
recommend
faster.
it.
Yes. Probably not for children, but
Oh, okay.
is a hilarious series. I love True Facts.
These to me look less like the ropes or ribbons of lava.
Yeah, that's true.
Does anyone in the room know about what higher levels on lava flow should look like or what we should expect? I don't. I'm putting it
Well,
out
I
there.
mean, maybe it pushed up, sealed up, and then developed a vent lower down.
Still seeing some low bait.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you're right. These
Yep.
look a little bit more like it.
Here we,
Yes.
here we go. There's some.
Yep.
Okay, that's better. It's trending away now. Those overhanging ones can be scary.
Is this difficult terrain to fly the ROV in, Dan?
No, it's super fun.
It just takes more quarters.
It does take quarters as fast as you can put them in. What was happening there is, so we watched the trends basically, and it helps us a little bit. And as we were coming up, the cliff has gently been sloping away, but we were coming up for quite a while there, and it wasn't getting any further away from Argus, so wasn't just getting a little close to being inside that 20-meter range ring for too long.
I see.
Come straight up and get some comfort zone back under us there.
That looks like Caulophacus.
What is going on there?
It's the first Caulophacus that I've seen.
Oh.
Well, I think we saw
I
some
think
actually
the
at
sponge
beginning
is
of-
being serenaded by that.
I
octopus.
think he's holding up an umbrella.
Oh, yeah.
He or she.
He's just trying to eat that tasty crinoid.
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably not.
And it's
just
trying to
weird.
get bigger.
Ooh,
Or
you're a big and scary octopus. Don't worry, we won't bother you.
okay. Be that way.
Seems to be octopus territory.
Yes, it does.
I'm gonna look up.
This must be where all the babies land when they leave the nest.
Ha. What's that?
There's an Addams Family song about cephalopods, and Amanda knows it.
That's true.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Aha!
Your public is getting in on this,
Wow.
Amanda.
Oh my gosh.
Your
Wait.
friends
They're
will not
totally
let you
outing
keep it.
You need new friends.
Yeah,
The
right.
Mama friends, they're the ones who wrote the songs with us. But these actually come from Camp Sea Lab, I learned. So my friend Ben Perlman was a counselor with Camp Sea Lab, and they had pods there. And one of the pods, groups of kids, was called the cephalopods.
Oh, that's cute.
But give me a moment because I can only remember the second verse. So I'm going to try to just remember it before I start telling it.
Okay,
Okay.
I've got the whole thing here. in
Oh, you
case
got
need
it?
Oh, you got it.
Okay,
Oh,
okay,
my
okay.
gosh.
Well, are you ready then, Danny?
Yes?
You can perform
Is
this.
it? Is
I'm not
it-
performing it by myself. Oh, no.
Well, I can help with the chorus. Cephalopod. 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 This is part I don't know.
They swim with jet propulsion, the ink to show emotion. Oh, now my lines are moving.
They live in the blue ocean. Cephalopoda.
Their head is near their feet. They use their beak to eat a tasty seafood treat. Cephalopoda.
Cephalopod. So good.
There you go. That is.
We can add a
and
verse
she
about
does that
brooding.
for her class at least once a week.
I debated on the day that I lectured about cephalopods whether that song would come out, but
That is a fantastic
You had to
shot.
fight to keep it in,
I
didn't you?
did.
So we're seeing a lot more black corals up here.
You're right.
We're about 50 meters depth-wise from the top, it looks like. If I can
Right.
read
And judging by
Miles's fancy
Miles,
map over there.
yes.
You are reading correct.
Oh my God.
And
really?
it's flattening out, according to Miles' fancy map.
Briefly, it'll steepen up, but not like we've been seeing.
Yeah, but yeah, big pillows up here.
So as the ship maintains the same speed, we can slow down a bit because we're going forward instead of up. Or we can speed up the ship.
Wow, look at those big pillows. That's amazing.
This is a good speed.
Gotcha.
Those are massive.
They are.
Is my bearing still 046 for the top?
Yep.
Gotcha.
I see an octopus sitting on that rock in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like
Kind of
there's
a
a little
yellow
dip
sponge.
between here and
Yeah, it'll
15
steepen up a
meters
little
there.
bit.
Roger. Just fly sideways and drop down in.
That one
What is
right
that?
below is getting big, I think.
What is that to the left?
I'm thinking that's a sponge, maybe a Pharea.
No, it
Big
But-
sponge.
If we can zoom.
looks big.
Yeah, it does.
What's the chances of there being a
Wow.
caldera at the top?
I don't know. Do calderas form underwater?
Yes.
Wow, that's a nice looking bioherm. Oh, cool. So that's, it's cool.
It is cool.
Very cool.
So there are sponges growing on other sponge skeletons here. And we kind of have this little mound of sponge on sponge. And when you have one of those, it's called a bioherm. And if you end up with a bunch of bioherms growing together and making the substrate beneath them into a hard substrate, then that would be a sponge reef.
Partial
So-
zoom.
Okay, I gotta go.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
Coming wide. Full wide.
Gotta go, gotta go.
Full wide.
Wow,
full wide.
look at it dropping off on both sides.
This looks familiar to me to what some place like Fremont Peak looks like, or the Pinnacles National Monument
Yeah.
when you go hiking there.
Wow.
Care for a spin around the rim?
That sponge.
We're going to get to the top and find the
Sure,
crack.
let's get to the top.
I have to come this way, I think. Is that right?
Yep.
I was told to write a rap about a cephalopod, but
No.
finding the words to rhyme with octopus can be kind of odd. More macrofauna chilling out on some substrate.
pulling you now?
99 for viewers
What
if
am
you
I
want an
doing wrong?
update. If you want more verses, I could write you some. 10,000.
Lateral to starboard.
466
Gotcha.
feet of cable, and there's more on the drum. Thanks, Bobby. That was a good one. That was a good one.
There I am.
I know that
Thank
my friend Heather was watching earlier, and if she's still watching, she was one of the great songwriters at MLML.
I think she
moved
might
lyrics
have
to
been the
lots
one
of
that gave you away.
Gave
Thanks,
you
Heather.
up is more like it.
Gave you up.
Yeah.
I did really like the cephalopod song, though. I might use that.
Just wait till I show you the lines to the song that we made about the California current and upwelling.
Ooh.
It was to the tune of Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious,
Yes.
and the song was the Super California current in the North Pacific. It was great.
Super California ocean occurred in the North Pacific Ocean.
up
I will
the
have to
hallway.
work on that one.
I told you you're on your way to Broadway.
Yeah, this is happening.
No Grammy category is safe.
Yeah.
If only I could
Right.
sing now. There's only enthusiasm, no
Did
talent.
you want dad jokes? Did you want cephalopod rhymes?
I want shift change.
Shout out from Mississippi. Thank you. Hanging out with you guys. I think we have an interaction tomorrow with State Stanislaus. So thank you.
Oh, there's a flying octopus.
Ooh,
Everyone is loving the
where
song.
did you come from?
It almost looks like it's free falling.
Yeah. Free fall.
Boop, there he goes.
Whoops. Well, kind of botched the landing, but you know.
He's not a cat.
Oh, look, there's 4 of them here.
Just gonna have a quick peek down here and see what's in store.
Sure.
That's
What?
all I
Okay,
need.
let me crank
Okay.
some.
Sorry, I don't mean to
Crank
make you
some-
dizzy.
No. All right, let me Okay.
So once we get to the top, we're going to drop down on the other side of the cone before we have to wrap up this dive in about 2 hours.
Yeah, it looks like a little bowl here. We'll drop back down and then come up again.
We have a waypoint called top with exclamation marks and question marks.
Once we get there, we can rename it Tippy Top.
Ah,
Right.
That's the technical
with
term.
no more question marks, just
no.
exclamation marks.
Yes.
Sophia would like to know what kind of animals have made their homes in the whale bones.
Wow.
We can tell you when we get our hands on it.
Hi, Sophia. So in the whale bones are the roots that have been kind of burrowed down. That's an interesting posture of that octopus, by the way.
Yes.
Are the roots of marine worms that have burrowed down into the bone, and then the roots can help to dissolve away some of that bone. So it holds them in place, but it also serves as their nutrition. So they're able to dissolve and liquefy the lipids, the fats, and the cholesterol that's left in the bone itself. And they take that up, and then bacteria that live inside of them eat that, grow, and then the worms survive on those bacteria. It's kind of like a little farming operation. It's like a worm homesteader.
I love it.
I am just not desensitized to seeing so many of these yellow sponges.
Nope, it's still exciting.
Yeah.
2 folks from Mississippi. Yeah, Mississippi.
Hey, that octopus looks like it might have its arms up around its head.
And yeah, in a brooding position.
Oh, more
Do you
people
think-
from Mississippi.
See that
Oh,
way?
and Bobby,
Yeah.
I loved
And
your rap. That was great.
Could we do a zoom on that octopus?
Yeah.
Sure.
Brooding or
Are you
just
ready?
squished?
Not sure.
Maybe
Okay.
just protecting its head.
Oh,
Tell us what you're doing.
yeah. Not brooding because it's not
brooding.
upside down, but with
Look
its
at-
arms raised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for the zoom.
Okay, coming wide.
Hmm.
Can't really tell what he's doing in there.
No, it's hard to see, but it's a strange squished spot for an octopus.
There's another one.
There's
Yeah.
another one.
That might be a little easier to see.
But that one's not as upside down.
Yeah, they're not in brooding
No.
posture. But it seems to be the neighborhood for the octopods here. Wonder if they're just sitting and waiting until they need to go to the vent. The
And
octopus
what are
garden.
those 2 grenadiers? They're both grenadiers.
Yeah, so I think they are both. The one on the left is definitely Corvinortes armatus. The one in the middle,
It's different.
I'm going to come back to the one in the middle. The one on the right is another armatus, or Yakine. So those 2 on the left and the right are hard to differentiate from 2 different species. The one on the right looks really chubby.
I
Might
was
be
about to
pregnant or
ask.
something.
Okay.
Have some eggs in there. The middle one, it may also be an armatus. Just a different
Whoa.
color. Yeah, that one's a little chubby.
Do they also, do they eat their prey whole? Are they sort of like gulper eels where they can really puff out, or not so much?
I don't know that.
Okay.
He's getting close. She's getting close.
The sort of scale of the hillside that we're looking at, you can see in Argus's view right now.
Yes, you're beautiful.
I didn't zoom. You're
Oh,
still full wide.
There's an acorn worm there. Acorn worms are hemichordates.
It's coming out of the rock.
It's just on top, I think.
Yeah, it's just on it, and it blends because its poop is there behind it, and it's about the same color as the rest of
Oh.
the brown
Yeah,
scum.
I'm sorry.
Oh, and there's
Right.
a chitin above it.
Yeah, that's what I was
Wow.
looking at. That is
Aw.
a chitin.
Yeah, chitin.
Wow.
So chitins are mollusks, like cephalopods and snails and bivalves, a lot of different kinds of mollusks, but they have 8 plates instead of a single shell. And lots of other weird chitin-specific adaptations.
Okay, thanks for the zoom.
Okay, I'm full wide.
Oh,
It's on
geez.
top of it.
Oh, we're just nice and close.
Yep.
Can you explain this acorn worm anatomy?
Well,